Well, hello there, folks, and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea. It's lovely to see you again, and I hope that I find you very well indeed. And would you look at what I've got for you tonight? So for tea tonight, I made this lovely creamy chicken and mushroom pasta in the slow cooker. You know, it's just a very good dump and go recipe. You know, just throw everything in and you come back later on and you've got a wonderful family meal. This goes such a long way, and let me tell you, it's absolutely delicious. It's so creamy and soft, and there's garlic in there. Oh, it's just wonderful. So I'm just going to show you how I put this one together. So I'm going to make this one for 5 people. So I'm using 3 large chicken breasts, so around about 2 pounds in weight will do. So you just want to pop those into the bottom. Season that with some salt and pepper, just a wee sprinkle of each. You don't need much because there's lots of other things going in as well. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of this minced garlic in here. You can also use fresh garlic if you prefer. We love garlics, so I'm putting quite a lot of garlic in here. And on top of that, I'm also going to add a teaspoon of onion granules and then some more garlic, but this has got a different flavour, I find. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of the garlic granules as well. And then to this, I'm going to add just a wee splash of double cream as well, and then some fresh parsley. But if you don't have fresh, you can just use the stuff in the jar. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Then to this, I'm going to add quite a bit of chicken stock. I'm going to use quite a lot of liquid, but don't panic and think that is far too much liquid. This is just going to be a soup because we are adding pasta to this, and it will soak up the majority of this liquid. I'm also going to add some sliced mushrooms as well. These are just chestnut mushrooms, but you can use whatever mushrooms you prefer. So pop your lid on. You can either cook this on high or on low, depends how quick you want it ready. I put my one on low and I cook mine for about 4.5 hours all in, or you can cook it on high, you know, if you do want it a wee bit quicker. The only other things we're going to add is some cream cheese, some grated mozzarella and some pasta nearer the end. You don't put those in just now, but I will show you when we get there. I'm using fusilli pasta, but you can use whatever you like. This is uncooked pasta, so penne, macaroni, anything like that. So after 3 hours, I'm going to pop in my cream cheese. So this is just Philadelphia, just standard Philadelphia. So I've used a whole pack of this one, and you just want to stir it in. This is just going to give you a lovely creamy flavour along with the cream that is already in there. Then after 4 hours, this is what we have here. So by now, your chicken will be lovely and tender and almost falling apart. So all you have to do is fish out your chicken breast. You can either do this in the crock pot or lift them out. I just prefer to lift the chicken out. Popped it onto a small plate, and look how tender that is. I mean, this is a butter knife that I'm using here. You know, I'm doing this one-handed, so it does let you see just how tender the chicken is. And you do want it tender like this, just so that when you mix everything in at the end, all combines beautifully. And once you're happy, pop it back into the slow cooker and just give it a wee stir around, just to make sure there are no huge lumps of chicken in there. The last thing we're going to do is pop in the pasta. But like I said, don't panic if you think you've got too much liquid, because your liquid will get soaked up as the pasta cooks and puffs up. So just make sure it's well submerged. And all you have to do now is pop your lid on and leave this until it's lovely and tender. It could take you anything between 20 and 30 minutes, depending on the type of pasta that you've used. But like I said, I've used fusilli, but it also works wonderfully with penne or macaroni, you know, one of the hollow pastas. So it just depends what you've got in, really. So give that a good stir around. The last couple of things we're going to do is add in some more fresh parsley, and I'm also going to add in 200 grams of grated mozzarella cheese, and this is just going to make it extra creamy and extra thick, and you'll get that lovely sort of cheese pool, you know, the sort of stringy appearance because it is the mozzarella cheese. And I'm just trying to show you here. Now, the longer you leave this sit in the crock pot, you know, the thicker and creamier this is going to get. We had this right away, which is how we wanted it, but if you do want it a wee bit thicker and claggier, just leave it sitting in your slow cooker with the, you know, the heat off for another 20 minutes or so, and it will get even thicker, but the flavour is just going to be exactly the same. So you've got the creamy garlic, you know, cream cheese. Oh, it's just wonderful. Highly recommend you give that one a go. And I do say it every time, but this one is a winner. And just before I leave you, I wanted to say, as usual, a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel. over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here on YouTube as well, and for you all for watching and leaving your lovely comments, and for those that share the videos as well. It's all very much appreciated. I'm trying to get through all of your comments that have been left over the last couple of weeks, and there are just so many of them, but I do read the majority of them and respond to as many as I can. So yeah, thank you all very much, and I will catch up with you during the week for another wee, shopping and bagging recipe, or whatever comes my way. So hopefully I'll see you back here off us soon, back here on What's for Tea. Bye now.